Welcome everyone, Questini here with a discussion about Total War Warhammer 3 Immortal Empires. In this video I want to talk about Tyrion and why he is one of the best legendary lords to play in the entire game. Even though he is a baseline legendary lord, some people would say he's too simple, but for what he is, for the particular playstyle he is certainly one of the best in the entire game. If you're someone starting new, this is the campaign I would recommend. Not something like Be'lakor or Grimgor, but Tyrion. You will learn from this campaign, but it is also at the same time a relatively safe campaign. Now, what makes Tyrion powerful? Faction-wide effects: he gets diplomatic relations and a recruitment duration benefit. He also gets a minus construction time, minus 50% for the Shrine of Cain, so he can pick up the Sword of Cain over here, but keeping in mind that construction time is increased by 100% in uninhabitable climate, which is where the Sword of Cain actually is. So it's kind of, but not fully, making up for the increase in construction time that you get in uninhabitable climate. Personally, I would say that it's probably best to wait for someone else to pick up the Sword of Cain. That would be my particular perspective. He does get a 50% discount for spearmen and archers, so the basic units of the High Elves that you'd want to use in every campaign, he gets a 50% discount, and a recruit rank +3 for Lodran Seaguard. Then he has the Majesty of Ulthuan, which gives all of his armies minus 10% upkeep. He gets further diplomatic relations, 1 control, income benefits, recruitment cost benefits, global recruitment duration benefits, and global recruitment capacity. So he is a powerhouse in of itself. He also starts with fairly good relations with Alariel and with Elfarion once he encounters Elfarion. He doesn't have initial vision with Elfarion, but once he does meet Elfarion over here on the campaign map, once he gets vision with him, he will have good relations with him as well. So whether or not you own DLC, the High Elf DLC or not, to be able to confederate these legendary lords, so Alariel and Elfarion, you will still find yourself in a fairly good position in terms of your campaign. Of course, it is better if you own the Queen and the Crown DLC, so you can confederate Alariel, and if you own the Warden and Punch DLC, so you can confederate Elfarion. Now, let me just go over how you would play this campaign. So, you start at war with these Dark Elves. They're not really anything special. I am using an auto-resolve mod or a couple of auto-resolve mods just to not have to fight a bunch of these meaningless battles. Like, there's plenty of meaningless battles in a campaign. If you're not willing to use an auto-resolve mod, my recommendation is fight every single battle manually, especially in the early game, because you will get a better result. Hell, you'll get a better result even if you do use mods for the sake of auto-resolve. So anyway, your first actions over here, after you've gotten your initial diplomacy, do this after, because if your armies will be weakened somewhat, even slightly, like they are here, your army will be weakened slightly, so your diplomatic dealings will not be quite as good as they could be otherwise. So, take over the settlement. You can start turning it into a tier 2 settlement, you can start getting an elven craftsman, you can start getting an elven guardian to recruit a noble. Now, what do you want to do over here? Well, you actually want to recruit another lord over here. Now, it doesn't necessarily matter who you're recruiting, though you want to avoid anyone that has too bad of a negative trait. The way the High Elves work is that every lord that you recruit either has a positive trait, but they require influence, or they have a negative trait. Now, some of these negative traits can be very substantial, like 10% upkeep for archers and a lot during Seaguard is fairly substantial, or missile strength. Or it can be irrelevant. So, for instance, ridiculed is largely irrelevant, because even if you want to recruit phoenixes, you just recruit them in another army. But archmages are the only ones who can get ridiculed, and they do require Elfarion DLC. One of the things you can do is start a campaign, play it on the easiest possible difficulty, recruit a lord at level 1, save that character, and then load them up. Some people do really dislike doing this, but from my particular perspective, you know what? Creative Assembly added this in the game. Not a mod, not something else. So in this case, I've got the prince. I'm bypassing the influence cost, and I'm getting a prince that has a minus 25% upkeep for archers, spearmen, and so on and so forth. And I'm recruiting 2 archers on him. This is the most efficient way to play a campaign, but you don't necessarily need to do this. The important thing is you're recruiting a second army over here in Lothern. Now, the reason you want to get this second army is because with Tyrion, you can't attack this particular settlement next turn. But if you recruit an army in Lothern, you can use it to attack over here, and you force march Tyrion in support, because obviously 2 units and a lord are not going to be sufficient to take over this particular settlement. And you want to take over this settlement. So you force march with Tyrion, you take this settlement with the prince, you attack it, Tyrion in support. You want to transfer the hero and the units to the army that's going to attack the settlement, because obviously units in force marched are going to be tired. So you move this army to attack, you force march, you merge the armies, you transfer everything here. Tyrion will be tired, but Tyrion is still Tyrion. You're probably going to have to fight this particular army because they will move over here, but it is easily a fight you can win. And once you're done with that, you do have some decisions to make. Okay, on turn 3, your situation should look something like this, with the armies of the Cult of Excess defeated effectively, and Tyrion marching over here. You might need to send more troops, but Tyrion and a mage, Phoenix, they should be able to handle the garrison over here. The Lord could be a bit of a danger, but hey, if you need more troops to defeat this, dependent on how many you need, you could always send these guys over here to help out. Now over here, I am going to sack the Shrine of Assyrian, repair this particular settlement, and move in Tyrion over here. And then I move my second army right here, and we start globally and locally recruiting, and we're going to use the Rally the Militia commandment. And I'm also going to recruit a noble using the same idea of, say, load character system. Like, if you want a good campaign to be able to do this very quickly, Elfarion is a really good one. Just start it on easy. What you're looking for is someone with frugal for 1 noble, because he gives you 20% ammunition for the army that he's attached to. And that is obviously something you would want. Now for Tyrion, we're going to get Bowmaster. And that would be it. So Tyrion is going to not do necessarily all that much for a bit right now. Now that I've gotten the noble, I am going to get rid of the Elven Gardens, and I could repair this particular building. There's no rebellion that is going to spark over here. I could repair the Shrine of Assyrian. In fact, I think I will do just that. So as you can see, we got vision on Elfarion. You could go declare war on the Skullcrag. I would probably not recommend doing so. The reasoning being is you kind of want Elfarion to actually destroy their army. Like, you could take Southern Evres on your own. In fact, you could be even more aggressive in taking Southern Evres if you so desire. Like, instead of marching all the way to the Shrine of Assyrian there, you can march on Southern Evres, take the territory very, very, very quickly. Now, it depends on the difficulty you're playing on Legendary. Elfarion, everyone's going to be far more aggressive, like on Legendary very hard, which is what I'm playing on right here. Okay, so over here, we merge the noble into the army, and we get 2 spearmen, move Tyrion, get the Shrine of Assyrian to a higher tier, and then declare war right now. That should allow me to get just enough money to... Well, not necessarily enough, right? Okay, there is one final option, and that is declaring war on Ternok. Declarations of war can really help you out when you might be lacking in money otherwise, so that's exactly what I'm going to do here. Like, I have a good income. That isn't the problem. The issue is that I don't quite have enough good income to be able to afford everything that I obviously want in this particular campaign. So over here, and the turn march on Cairn Fell, and hopefully avoid the Greenskins and hopefully outpace Alfarian's army in this situation. Ideally, Alfarian would wipe out the Greenskin army in this particular case, so I could go in, swoop in, take over the entire province. Whether or not you get a rebellion is kind of an irrelevant point, I might add. What you're really looking for, like, getting a rebellion would be free money and experience. The reason it's free money and experience is because, like, when a rebellion starts out, is going to be very weak, and it's going to be very easy to defeat. And even if it gets to full stack status, it doesn't necessarily matter all that much. Okay, so over here, you might think that this is not necessarily a recommended course of action. I understand that. But what I'm going to do right here is declare war on Safri. Now, obviously, I don't have the forces needed to defeat Safri, but I do have the forces to sack Port Elistor. And that is precisely what I'm going to do here. Pull back Tyrion, recruit more archers.
Servant of the king.
And get this to a higher tier. It's always all about... Although I might want to slow down because I do need spearmen over here in that particular settlement. It's all about the balancing act. Between the various sides. So over here I have 16 units under Aemon. Okay. So now I am going to lay siege to the Greenskin capital, and as long as I can reach it before Alfarian, that was the goal. That's the reason behind it. So waging a two-front offensive from the very early game of your campaign is probably not necessarily the wisest move. Now you can see that Safri has marched its army over there to Port Elistor. If they attack Tyrion, Tyrion will defeat them. It's not even really a question as I see it.
The Druki, Dark Elf.
Hell.
It shall be done.
Like, there's 12 units, there's 7 units in the garrison is full strength, so there's no chance that this particular army... there is a full stack of greenskins over here, but... You can see the race that I've been fighting with Alfarian. I do have 16 units here. And we get Bone Master, so this army should be able to do it. If you want an easier time here, you could ignore Safri. Just go a bit slower. That would certainly work in your campaign.
Reach the Phoenix throne. Choose them very well.
Queen of Avalon.
And I could actually cancel this again, because I need those archers. Okay. So if they decide to attack, which I'm kind of hoping they will, if this particular army decides to attack, it won't stand no real chance against Tyrion's army. That's not even a discussion. So over here, this particular army, like let's say the Greenskins do attack over here, they do have quite a few units. I could have delayed going after them. Alfarian has decided to pull back. You're actually doing Alfarian a favor, by the way, by taking Southern Efres. I'm not kidding, because Nakari is going to declare war on Alfarian. And so when that happens, you don't want Alfarian's army to be over here in Southern Efres. You want Alfarian's army to obviously be in Northern Efres. It would be nice if Efres was its own for... Oh! Alfarian, you sneaky little shit. That's not good. It's not good. I was kind of hoping the Greenskins would just, you know, counterattack. Oh, they're getting on C. Okay. Well, I guess we'll find out what they're going to do. I figured the Greenskins realized they were not going to win this particular battle. So they decided to withdraw. The army is still in forced march stand, so we'll see what they do. I mean, if If they stay in forced
I am
march
the heir of
stance,
Anarion.
I'm just going to attack them next turn. Okay, defensive alliance. Let's see what the greenskins do. I mean, if they wipe out Elfarion, that would actually be for the best. If not, I'll just trade away this territory to him. It wouldn't be the ideal outcome. It would give me a lot of money, but it is precisely what I would have hoped to avoid over here. So be it then. Or I could gain a ton of money myself and get a ton of money myself and just deal with this situation. So yeah, Suffer is kind of messed up.
At your service.
Okay.
My prowess is needed.
It does pay off in the end, regardless of what ends up happening here. That's not really going to be too much of a problem.
Do not expect pleasantries. The defense of duty.
How can I?
No
Black-hearted.
Okay.
Protector of the Everqueen.
Well, he screwed me over real good. Why did they stay in a camp stance? Yeah, the AI is weird. I mean, Tyrion is Tyrion.
Ready to fight.
Be sure you do not waste.
Okay, fine. Okay, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to pull this army back. Build all of this. Sell
State your case quickly,
Cairnfell
for countless Asur lives depend upon me. It is
to him.
I serve the king. Noble born. For my queen.
And then maybe get a military alliance with him and declare war on Nakari. If he ends up fighting Nakari, well, that's
aids Tor Ivres.
Can I offer assistance?
Malevolent lord.
that would be a great one.
No Sunfang.
For whatever reason, they decided to commit suicide over here.
Occupy this place.
I can't tell you why, but hey, so be it. Just gonna get some regular archers. Alright, another tier 2. So even though, like, it would have been better in the long term had I taken the province for myself, but hey, greenskins decided to go on sea. Yeah, it would have been better if they had attacked me. Like, no joke, if they had attacked me over here, I could have taken the settlement, and next turn I could have taken the Shrine of Loic. So it's like, what the greenskins ended up doing was actually a worst possible choice from my perspective. No joke. Okay, I'm gonna embrace the growth over there.
Against the darkness.
And Safri will soon belong to me. And I am going to deliberately spark a rebellion over here because I am just such a nice person. While Aemon is going to build an entire stack and start dealing with Count Noctilus. This is power. So I guess greenskins were just like, yeah, we're not defeating that. But this is kind of a stupid thing, like the greenskins, if they had attacked me... Don't ask me about Nakari. Sometimes it's weird what Nakari ends up doing. Like, sometimes Nakari will wipe out Crix in just a heartbeat. Other times Nakari will just sit on its ass and do nothing for a while and then wipe out Crix. I don't know. Alright, so we're gonna take Safri.
I lust of battle. What orders?
Get rid of that. Take it as a tier 2. Move Tyrion outside so we get a higher chance of sparking a rebellion. Yes, I do want a deliberate rebellion.
What is it? I am a warden, not a low-born tradesman.
Okay. Oh, he is at war with Nakari. Fine.
I will receive your petition in the name of the Phoenix King.
You...
Let him find Nakari.
Approach.
Loyal prince.
And get these control buildings a higher level. Get more archers. Although I could do something about this. Something else here.
Servant of the king.
Okay, with Tyrion, I'm just gonna wait. Though one of the things you can do, and one of the things you should do, is get a dedication. Hukan is actually the best because he gives you that extra campaign movement range. Hey, campaign movement range is very, very damn powerful. What do you want me to say?
Highborn.
This is absurd.
And that would be Safri. Now, it used to be previously that you would want to it used to be previously that you would want. What is Nakari doing of all things? I don't know. I'm at a loss really. Maybe because Alfarian declared war on Nakari. I don't know. Crix is still alive. That's the most shocking fucking turn of events right there. Yeah, sometimes things go crazy. There's been quite a few campaigns where, like, I saw Nakari just struggling to take the capital of Crix, but Nakari's taken parts of Crix. It's just like just that one settlement that they Crix has by the coast, but I guess Nakari is just farming them for experience. That's the only explanation I'm willing to accept over here. Okay, so I'm going to get a rebellion next turn, but that's deliberate. Okay.
Bring me battle. Defender of Ulthuan. My journey begins.
That should be enough to spark it. Again, deliberate. I'll just wait one turn for the rebellion to be invoked.
How can I assist you?
Now we get the quest battle over here. This is a fairly easy battle, because like it won't be the entire army attacks you at once. This is not necessarily a joke of an army, but you got reinforcements coming in: Illyrian Reavers, some Silver Helms, the Phoenix,
There is glory to be won.
and that would be about it.
Release them.
Fighting quest battles, by the way, quite useful stuff. Okay, Rebellion sparking up next turn. Majesty of Ulthuan recruited. Majesty of Ulthuan gained, sorry. Over here, we're gonna get Sword Player. And once, and you can see the sheer amount of freaking money that I've gotten over here. Okay, so in 3 turns, this will be over. I think I'm gonna get the growth building actually over here. Would probably be a good idea, wouldn't it?
I live to serve my queen. Your behest?
By the way, nice thing about Tyrion, since you start with a mage, you don't actually need to gain one. Okay. You don't need to bother with the building to get mages. Though you may want to do so in order to get advanced military technologies, but still, not really too important. So, Noctilus has taken all of Terranok and Calador. Well, I should thank him for it, because he's just saved me a load of trouble. And
Champion
yes,
of the Ever Queen.
now will be the time to recruit even more units.
I am the heir of Anarion, and I bid you well.
Nah, buddy, you're on your own. Eventually. Yeah, see what I mean, like Alfarian sitting here on his ass in southern Novrest. That's kind of the one thing I wanted to avoid, because it means Nakari can just waltz right into northern Novrest and just take his entire capital. While he's sitting here with 2 entire stacks doing nothing. Yeah, that's not exactly pinnacle of AI decision making, is it? But why is Alfarian doing this, you might ask? Well, there is a reasoning, actually. The AI does not like going through neutral territory. So, okay, Galador is still
At your
somehow
service.
freaking alive.
At your service.
Crix is still somehow freaking alive.
By Assurian,
So we go deal with that.
I am ready to fight. Let them go.
Take that out.
Protector of the Evergreen.
Okay. You can fight one quest battle after another, but it's actually not the recommended course of action because you want to take advantage of that 10% casualty replenishment for as long as you possibly can. Okay, Lodern will be... Okay, we just build a siege tower, and time to get another army over here. We're gonna get the shrine... we're gonna get Invocation of Assurian. Actually, let's just do that. And start recruiting another army. I could get Alistair. Or I can use some of this... I think I'll just save this character as well. Another prince. That is a bit much, isn't it?
I serve the king.
Yeah, I think I'm exaggerating a bit. Only a bit, though.
Monster of
What's the point in having money if you're not gonna spend it? And besides, I'll have enough money anyway. Someone once commented I was being ridiculous for thinking that affording free armies by turn 18 was too much. I'm like, how about 4 armies by turn 20? We can go there. It depends on how you play your campaign and the power of the race you're playing as. Now, one of the things I could actually do, and one of the things maybe I should do, is actually recruit a lord just to send them all the way to Britannia so I can get more trading partners. See, scouting, it helps. Since,
Welcome, brothers.
or send the one to Lustria. Though, to be fair, at this point, I'm kind of capped in terms of trading partners anyway, so it doesn't really matter. Tyrion is going to keep moving. So we're going to get Val's Anvil. And the army I'm recruiting in Lothern? Well, they're going to go kill Noctilus. I'm not really exaggerating on that. Okay, we can get wine production over here. Let's get Lothern to tier 3. Okay.
As you
Okay.
command, beginning my journey.
Get that to a higher level. More growth. And as long as Tyrion has a full stack of troops, what are you gonna do, right?
I lust for battle.
And there we go. Having these kind of easy quest battles, because they are easy.
Awaiting orders. I never
Having
tire.
these kind of easy quest battles available for someone early on in a campaign is going to do freaking wonders. Oh yes, that global recruitment benefit as well. Holy shit, is that powerful. Here I'm gonna get some growth because you do need it
Servant of the king,
eventually.
Tyrion, heir of an Aryan.
For Tyrion, I'm actually going to get Merchant Lord to increase the amount of tradable resources. Yes, we are going to be setting up our wonderful, wonderful economy. Over here, I'm going to get Hard to Hit. Let's take a look. Let me take a look at the items. Yeah, let's put that over there. How many turns? 4 turns until I get, okay, Invocation of All. And 15 units should be enough, right? Along with some regiments of renown should be enough to deal with the Galleon's graveyard. Because it's not like Noctilus has a lot of troops there. I can assure you he does not.
How could you
Alariel the Radiant.
Well, she's at war with Noctilus. And now, from this point onward, it's fairly clear, fairly clear-cut what you end up doing in your campaign. By the way, like if I was willing to recruit slower, or maybe for multiple provinces by like I don't know, setting up a barracks in Safri or something along those lines, I could save a ton of money. So it's not even a problem. Oh, we get some pretender over here. Okay, Vampire Coast is so pathetic against High Elves, it's not even funny. Like Vampire Coast could stand up to, say, I don't know, maybe a melee-centric race, if with the proper unit roster. Not that the AI, not that I've ever seen the AI ever recruit a proper unit roster of VC units. But against the High Elves, yeah, the Vampire Coast is meat on the menu, let's put it like that.
Ulthuan Prince.
You'll see why in just a moment.
Lord of
So,
Ulthuan.
okay, let me get that sorted out. Our level over here, and... well, we got an army of 15 units. There's 16. That's already promising enough, so let's go deal with that. Oh, look at this army. I want to know in which universe this army can win against this army. Like, I really do want to know. By the way, you know what the crazy thing is? This army is just roughly the same cost as this one. It's like, in terms of like recruitment, and it's like this army obliterates this one easily.
Free them.
Like, I don't know if I could win this fight. Like, if I was going up against this particular army, I'm not sure I could win this particular fight.
For the Ever Queen.
And that's not even an exaggeration. Like, it's genuinely, like, VC is that freaking awful.
Journeying on.
Okay, so we're gonna stop here.
Lethal grace given form.
Okay, gonna get some regiments right now because I'm gonna go, like, I was gonna recruit more, but, shit happens. What do you want me to do about it?
I will lead the Asur.
Okay.
I will see to it. I shall go. How can
Let me
I
get rid
assist?
of that. Now I could recruit a fourth army,
Count Noctilus
endure the supply line cost. I do have a decent level of money so far in this campaign, but sometimes you just gotta know when to stop. Sometimes. Do I know when to stop? Maybe. Maybe I do, maybe I don't.
Glory to the
Yeah, a couple of units of setting up my income would certainly not hurt. Poor Grace, what is Nakari doing even? Like, it's like at this point I'm just like wondering what the frick are you doing, Nakari?
Very well. I serve.
Like I'm just kind of like, well, okay, it's like Nakari's kind of in block mode because it's like I don't know, I can't figure it out. Can't deal with Grace, can't move past go.
You called?
Regardless. So while it's on 3 full stacks, and a 4th is gonna take a bit longer to sort out. I am going to march against lovely Count Noctilus over here, who apparently has halted over there. What is up with this AI? It's not the mods. It's not no mod that I'm using that's causing this behavior. I've seen this vanilla. I've seen this modded. It's like the AI just stops at some point. It's like it doesn't know what it's doing. It's confused. It is a weird behavior. But regardless, you know what's gonna happen from this point onward. Ooh, politely decline. 10 influence for 10% for 8% campaign movement, which I can take that. 10 influence, okay. Happy population. Huh. Let's organize a chariot race, actually.
I am honored.
Let's do that.
Lord of the Phoenix Court. Bring me battle.
So you can imagine what's gonna happen from this point onward in this campaign, right? I am just gonna roll over everyone that stands in my path and nothing is gonna stop me. Hopefully Illyrian does not take White's Peak because that would piss me off. That would genuinely piss me off. A bit of attrition damage there, but not really too significant. The Galleon's Graveyard is over there, so let's go get it. It's, by the way, with the Galleon's Graveyard, you want to kind of come over here to attack it from the south. Yeah, don't get me started on what the AI was doing there, because I don't really know.
Champion of the
I don't really know. Okay, gonna get some scouting. And I could get another army. Time to get an Archmage. Incendiary, I am going to get one Meddler. Oh, damn. Missed the one that had what I wanted. Okay. Let me get primed and save character. Always save the characters that are worth
Bring
recruiting.
me my tomes. Trained by the White Tower.
Income is gonna start slowing down, but sacking the Galleon's graveyard will certainly net some benefits over here. Now, as for what I'll be doing in the east, you see, ever since they added Estancia, do you know who the chief beneficiaries of Estancia being added to the campaign map are? It's Ulthuan. The reason it's Ulthuan is because Estancia slows down Morathi. And because Estancia slows down Morathi, you're in a position suddenly in your campaign to wipe both of them out. You should, by the way, it will grant you the biggest rewards, and just obliterate both of them. Like, no joke, Shadows of Change made Tyrion stronger. Not just Tyrion, Alariel as well, Elfarion as well, but Tyrion is the chief beneficiary of this. Because all of a sudden, with the changes that Creative Assembly has made,
Following your orders. No
okay,
mercy.
we're gonna wipe out Noctilus, that's why I'm bringing both my armies. But all of a sudden, with the changes that Creative Assembly, like, yeah, look at this, it's like, oh, I'm so terrified of this, this is really gonna stop me. Bats! 2 full stacks of High Elves descend upon thee, and you're gonna throw bats against them, that's funny.
What is rightfully ours? Your instruction. Setting camp. Going
That's not even hilarious. But, okay, so you see Morathi over here, right? She's got 2 full stacks. But she's gonna have to fight for that victory. Estancia is also not just gonna let her take her out. So Estancia has this tendency, she takes over this territory, she ends up in a war with Morathi, but she also ends up in a war with Skaven. So both of them actually end up pretty weak, all things considered. And the person who can take advantage of that is yours truly.
no mercy. My prowess is needed. We are the
So the Galleon's graveyard has been taken. Let's just stop taking anything over there. And we are still generating positive income. The hilarity of all of this. So as I said, imagine 4 armies before... actually, let me get the word of Loic. So imagine 4 armies before turn 18. It is not something to imagine lightly, but it is very doable if you're playing as Tyrion. Now, the one thing you want to be careful of over here is, like, you don't want Illyrian. Maybe you even avoid getting any kind of agreement with Illyrian, because if they screw you over here, you might just want to wipe them out. In this particular situation.
Master Mage.
So now we recruit more people. I don't need a lot of troops right now. Not at the moment. I could use another, yeah, just a bit of global recruitment, because why not?
A noble victory.
And over here, Nagrove, let's get, yeah, trade tariffs, set it up. I'm actually going to need to take the Phoenix Gate, because Alariel apparently can't take the damn Phoenix Gate to save her freaking skin. This is gonna complicate my life a bit, because on one hand, I can defeat Morathi, on the other hand, I really want that Phoenix Gate. I could let Morathi fight Estancia and just swoop in on the winner, and swoop in with multiple forces. I could just send my secondary army to deal with that, but depends on how it plays out. Like, this is the hallmark of a great campaign. Choices that you can make in the course of that campaign. That is what determines a great campaign or not. It kind of might blow up in my face over here. Nope, it actually didn't. So thankfully, okay, it didn't. And now we are just going to take this element, and all of Terranok is under my control. The one decision I have to make over here is, do I want to leave Alariel to deal with that? Do I want to deal with that myself? That's the kind of decision that I will have to make over here. And now I am at tier 3 as well. So we will see. Over here, I'm going to get the Elven Embassy.
The greatest.
Yeah, more units.
Lethal grace given form. Moving on.
Taranok
To
is
victory.
finished.
I lust
Or I could advance with one of my armies over there in the north.
Defender of the Phoenix Throne.
And now I get to decide how I deal with Morathi, one way or another.
Glory to the king.
Wait, what rank are these guys? Okay, they're not too bad. Decisions. Let me get Blade Master. By the way, if you capture the Phoenix Gate yourself, which I might just be able to do in this case, but if you manage to capture the Phoenix Gate yourself over here, should I cancel one of the archers, leave these guys on their own, and take the noble with me to throw it against Morathi? Because it is still 2 stacks of troops. Tyrion is good. Morathi is actually, crazily enough, better as a legendary lord than him. Choices. Decisions. Dilemmas.
Protector.
Yeah, I think Tyrion could use it.
Ulthuan's defender.
Yeah, let's go with that. Sometimes you gotta roll the dice, so to speak.
The greater good.
This army is going to be hamstrung by the lack of replenishment, but Tyrion needs them more. So now, I have plenty of decisions, and each of them would work just as well. I could go, finally, Nakari has actually wiped out Crix, incredible feat of feat over there. One of the things, obviously, I'll take is the Griffin Gate, get those trade tariffs. This army is going to march over here to support Tyrion against Morathi, and slowly inch my way north. Once Morathi is dead, and she will die, make no mistake on that, but once Morathi is fallen, and she might have just committed suicide as far as I'm concerned over there, but once Morathi is finished in this campaign, you can go after Malekith, complete your campaign victory conditions, and you can take... And let me just show you what the end goal would look like in a particular campaign like this, just to understand. Oh, Illyrian, you are a naughty, naughty boy. You know what? You can have it. As far as I see it, you can go deal with that, my friend. I'm going to take the Griffin game myself.
The will is done. Asur follows strength. You have no right.
So take the right here.
Champion of the Ever Queen.
Nature's torment.
Now, I may not want to attack this particular turn because Morathi would still be close enough to... Okay, let's pick that up, and...
Archmage.
Okay. Decisions. Well, decisions made for me. Sometimes you just run out of money.
I'm waiting. Can I offer assistance?
But it's not really a concern.
Fiend. You are no friend to us.
For instance, I can keep going with by just declaring war on certain people. I'm not necessarily interested in declaring war on Morathi, that's for damn certain. Or I could, if I really wanted to.
Very well.
My concern is what happens if...
To adventure.
Okay. Now,
I am ready.
so over here, what I would need to do is fight this battle manually, take minimal casualties, then deal with Morathi. I can certainly do so. Like, even this result is not necessarily indicative. Let me explain how this would work out. Like, how would you want to fight a battle? Remember, I have Tyrion. That is not a small benefit, just to understand. But you see this particular layout, right? You gotta understand. There are zones in this layout. Like, there's only one particular layout that I'm actually afraid of sieging, or very, very few. But you see this layout. There is a gap over here in this particular area where your archers can shoot at enemy range units and not take any kind of return fire. Your archers, by the way, vastly outrange their dark shards and their shades. So, well, by 30, right? No, 50. So you can kill a significant portion of the enemy army without taking any kind of real damage in return. So that way you can win this particular battle very quickly, very efficiently. So that when you do get to deal with Morathi, you can wipe her out very easily. But I would have to fight that battle manually. So what would I do here? Okay, so I would win this battle, and defeat Morathi, defeat Tostankia. Yes, kill both of them. I'm not even joking. Like, my secondary army, like this army over here, it would march on the Moonshard. Like, I wouldn't even hold the settlement, I would just march directly. Take all of this territory for myself. Then march over north to deal with Malekith. Like, directly punch a hole for the Sisters of Twilight. Maybe that didn't come out right. But defeat the Sisters of Twilight, make an alliance with Katep, doesn't matter. Like, give them the Witchwood. Kill the Sisters, they're bad allies. Like, Katep is a much better ally. Go over here to the north, deal with Malekith. Maybe you can even save Grombrindle if you're fast enough. Though in this case, it does seem like Grombrindle is dead. He's got 3 stacks of Malekith bearing down on him, so he's like, he ain't long for this world, that's for damn certain. And once you take all of this territory, it's like, you've won. Like, hands down, you have won. The only annoying things in this campaign, the only annoying thing, actually, in this entire campaign is wiping out the Files and Maas. Like, I'm not joking on this, by the way. Like, Malice Darkblade, you can see he's gonna get wiped. Wow, that's pretty incredible. But Malice Darkblade does tend to lose. Lokir also tends to lose ultimately in the long term against Cafe. Cafe is a juggernaut. Don't be fooled by what Snitch has accomplished here. This is not the norm. Besides, it's not like Snitch has won here. It's like he's just kind of putting Miao Ying on the defensive a bit. But it doesn't really matter. It doesn't matter. Snitch has only long enough until Xiao Ming shows up and finishes the job. Cafe getting wiped out. And besides, it's like there's another army of Cafe. She's got the Terracotta Sentinel. Yeah, Miao Ying is not dead here. So Lokir getting wiped out is a low chance anyway. But you are going to have to go to Lustria to wipe out Rakarth. Surprisingly, of all the Dark Elves, Rakarth actually has the highest survivability rate. Probably because he doesn't have any natural rivals that are a genuine threat. Oh, he's got the Empire. Big freaking deal. It's like Marcus Wolfhard versus Rakarth. That's such a joke of a matchup, it's not even funny. No, Marcus Wolfhard will end up actually fighting the Lizardmen in a lot of campaigns. So you end up with a campaign that you have a very good start, you have very good faction effects, and you have a very straightforward, very solid campaign plan with a lot of possibilities that you can take advantage of. Like, just consider this. This is turn 17. I've got... The amount of territory that I have here is ridiculous. Like, I've got 14 settlements, 6 provinces. Okay, take 2 of them, 4 provinces. Soon it will be 5. 5 with 20, with over 20 settlements controlled over here. That is absurd. That is simply put absurd. And you know, if I had gotten lucky a bit with Southern of Rest, if I had taken the Shrine of Loic, if things had aligned over there, it wouldn't have necessarily even been this much. It would have been 19. No, 17, sorry. It would have been 17, 15 really, if we take down the Griffin Gate and the Galleon Graveyard. Though, hey, those had real garrisons, quote-unquote, real garrisons, quotation marks. Regardless of that particular situation, now I am in a good enough position. Just got to fight one battle over here. Now, vanilla-wise, yeah, you'd probably want to fight a lot of these battles manually, especially against, like, Legendary Lords, garrisons, all that. That's the broken nature of it. But Tyrion, Grey Lord, great campaign, good amount of power. Costine signing out.